Hey guys.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to another stream. We got some echo.
Yep, I didn't realize that was coming through my headset. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's all right.
There we go.
Okay, so we saw the video. We'll see that again a little bit later. My guest today, as you all already know, is Misfit Reptiles and Aquatics.
How's everybody doing?
And I saw somebody mention something in the chat. We're doing a giveaway at the end, as always, and we're going to do a trio of Vienna guppies.
Nice.
Thank you to the mods if you're here, MysterySnailGuardians, Annette, Beccs'FishRoom, who I don't think is here yet, and Stephen P 2003. If you were here, thank you as well. Hello to Vibes, Bigfoot Fish Tank, Mark Sterlson, B Wiz, what's up, man? Gina's Reef, hello. See if I'm missing anybody. Said hi to Mark. Myrtle, hey, what's going on? Michelle E, all the way from Ireland. Oh, Bex is here. Hey, Bex, and Stephen P. Audio and video, good. All right. Brennan, I meant to ask you, how long have you been streaming for total at this point?
Since December of last year.
So 3, 4 months, 5 months maybe.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wondered because you know you make it look so easy. I wanted to know how long it takes to get to that point.
Oh man, it takes a lot out of me, to be honest. I'm not a very social person, I guess you'd say. I'm very reclusive. So it takes a lot for me to do it, actually.
Well, you do it a lot. You stream quite a bit.
I forced myself to. Well, I did for the most part at the beginning there, just to kind of get me used to it and out there. Now it's not so bad, but
okay, well, I'll ask you this before we jump in. Do you have any plans for your fish room? Do you have any projects right now that are going on?
I'm getting ready to turn the 75 and the 55 underneath of it into a saltwater system with a sump. 55 is going to be the sump. I'm going to be building an 8 foot by 9 foot by 2.5 foot wide rack for all my smaller tanks in here. And I'm also getting ready to put another tank right here next to me, a bigger one.
What size do you have there now?
This is a 29. There's a 29 here, 15 with my axolotl. There's a 2.5 gallon sitting on top of it.
I see that.
Then over here is a 20.
Okay,
there's one you don't really see right behind me on the floor. Here is another 20.
The two bigger ones down there, those 55s or 40s?
That one down there is a 55. And this one up here is a 75.
Oh, shoot. Okay. A lot of room.
Oop.
Let's see if there's anybody.
And at the shop, I recently just moved in there a few months ago, so everything's still kind of a mess, but got quite a bit more tanks at the shop there.
Yeah, we'll probably go on into that next, talk about that next. Mexicali, what's going on? Victoria Lee, hello. S, what's good? All right, so yeah, so what do you have going on at the shop? Do you have tanks set up over there?
I do. I have a nice 300-gallon saltwater tank that I keep mostly corals in, and a couple other fowler displays that I keep just random fish in for quarantine and stuff like that. And I have quite a few saltwater quarantine tanks.
Are these on your channel? Do you have videos on these?
I have a few, yes, shorts and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to look at them. Yeah, I haven't seen those tanks yet. So, all right. I mean, it's 5 minutes in. We can talk a little bit about what it is that you do. You know, what people hire you to do, what your normal day would look like, I guess.
Well, I'm an aquarium maintenance professional for anything from residential, commercial to industrial aquarium equipment and systems. Right now in my area, I work a lot with freshwater tanks, lots and lots of cichlids. Most people around here have mostly cichlids, so I do a lot of maintenance for cichlid tanks and a lot of simple planet tanks and stuff like that. But depending on the season, you can throw in ponds on top of that. I do a lot of ponds around here, as well as doing contracts for zoos and aquariums for reptile and as well as a lot of their display aquariums they have there.
Right. That's cool. So I'll ask you this now. I told you I was going to. What's the largest enclosure, whether it's fish or reptiles? What's the largest enclosure you've had to maintenance?
Um, hmm. Aquarium, it would probably be 1.25 million gallon saltwater aquarium. It had sharks and stingray, and a bunch of pelagic fish in.
1.25 million gallons.
Mhm. And just
Sounds
basic algae removal. Just getting in with diving equipment and scrubbing the sides of the glass and the rock and everything.
yeah. I've seen people doing that, like at aquariums and stuff.
Mhm.
You scuba dive then? You're licensed, you did all that?
I am PADI certified. Yes.
Nice. Nice. Very nice. Well, before I move past that, have you ever gone scuba diving anywhere just to do that, not aquarium related?
Yes, I've been. There's a aquarium here called White Star Quarry. It's an old abandoned quarry. They have a bunch of massive mining equipment down the bottom of, but it's filled all the way to the brim with crystal clear water. And I like
Nice.
going there. That's where I was trained. And then I've also been in the Great Lakes a couple times, particularly Lake Erie.
How was that?
Murky and nasty and cold. I won't do it again.
That's kind of what I thought. I was wondering. I think someone said Raven's here. If I missed you, hello, hi, and oh yeah, hey Raven. What were we talking about? So, how many tanks in a normal day would you have to maintenance, or does it just depend on the client?
It depends on the day. I space things out pretty evenly per day. But say like today, I had 3 clients this morning, which normally I space out across the course of a day, so I'm not rushing. But because I took the other half of the day off because my stream that I had earlier and this, yeah, there's about 38 tanks I had to maintenance today altogether between 3 clients.
Wow, that sounds
Um,
exhausting.
After a while, you get pretty efficient with it.
True.
It just comes naturally, really. And some clients are easier than others. Today was mostly just big freshwater systems.
Gotcha.
So algae removal and a quick water change, and we're good to go.
And you do outdoor, indoor, freshwater, and saltwater, everything.
Yep.
Huh.
I have to stay well rounded and be at least half as successful around here.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to ask. Do you advertise what you do, or is it word of mouth? Like clients tell other clients?
I advertise a little bit, yes, but for the most part, it's word of mouth. It's been successful enough that I've been able to pull that off so far. But
That's
I mean,
what's
I'm
up.
not against doing more advertisement if it comes down to it.
Yeah. I was just wondering what that would look like, and I'm sure that a lot of the people that you have as clients, I'm sure they spread the word too.
Oh yeah, they do. That and I won't. My biggest thing, is I won't use social media to do it. I mean, I won't use YouTube and stuff like that to do it. I had ran into an issue with it before in the past, and I'm not going to go through all that nonsense again. So I keep
All
my
right.
business and my YouTube completely separate.
Gotcha. Alishon, hello. If I hadn't said hi to you yet, Alishon says I am certified, PADI certified. Did his diving in New York.
Nice. So you've been diving in some cold ass water too.
Yeah, sounds pretty cold. Ritesh, what's going on? Let's see if anybody else came in. No, we're good. Okay. What? Oh, so I actually do have this question I wanted to ask. Have you ever been bitten or stung by a fish of any kind on the job?
Yeah. Foxfish. I've been hit with a fox-faced rabbitfish a few times. Sea urchins, just random stuff.
So all saltwater stuff. Any freshwater? Like a gar maybe, or I don't even know if a gar would go after you. Really.
I mean, this black belt behind me, she's the meanest fish I've ever seen. And she left me a couple nice scars on the back of my hand.
Oh yeah, that
She'll get a
counts.
run and start from one side of the tank and just rack her teeth right down the side of me.
Just launch into you, thinking that you're food, or just
No, she's extremely
aggressive.
territorial. Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't been able to find another male that's as badass as her to put in there with her yet.
Had she just bully them? I imagine.
Oh yeah, she's killed everyone I put in there with her within 10 minutes.
Wow. Yeah. That's going to take a special fish.
I love her though. She's gorgeous.
What kind of fish did you say she was?
It's a black belt cichlid.
Black belts. I kind of want to look at that real
South
quick.
American Vieja. She is gorgeous.
How large do they get? How large is the one you have?
And she's about 14 inches right now. She can get a lot bigger than that.
Wow. Yeah. From what I'm seeing on Google, it looks like that's pretty big for that fish. D from Brooklyn. What's up, man? Glad you stopped by. So I heard you say on your stream earlier that there was you had an opportunity to collaborate with some people and do a project, but you didn't take it at the time, and you thought that would have been good. Is there any, like, what's your dream job? Like, where would you want to get contracted with up there in Cleveland, or nationally? I mean, it doesn't have to just be Cleveland.
Atlanta Bay. Or not? What is it? Monterey Bay Aquarium.
That yeah.
That would be one of my ideal places to work. But personal goal, I would like to work with zoos and aquariums exclusively.
Yeah, I could see that.
Doing exclusively contract work for and through them.
Yeah, that would be
my awesome. Ultimate goal for myself and my business.
How long have you been in business total?
5.5 years now.
Okay, so yeah, you've really, people know you up there. Put it that way. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice, very nice. We will come back to the maintenance. I did want to ask you this though. Do you breed any fish right now? And if so, what do you got?
Kind of more so. They just breed on their own. I don't intentionally set up husbandry for breeding, but like I got all those longfin, bristlenose plecos that breed religiously for me.
Yep.
I've got some polar blue tiger parrots that just go at it. Pygmy cories over here spawned for me not too long ago. There's a few babies swimming around in there. Those past guy rainbows like to spawn constantly for me too. Java moss up over here.
Would you have to pull out the eggs for them to be successful?
I've noticed a few fry, but
okay.
I've gotten rid of them all that I have produced. They haven't produced for me in a little while here.
Gotcha. Yeah, just had to ask. That's one of the questions I think I'll just ask every time this show is on.
No problem.
So recently, last month or so, do you have any fun stories? Anything cool or not so cool happen that stands out?
You said like last month?
Within the last 30 days, 60 days. I mean, recently, is anything, there's just kind of been just a grind for the last couple months?
It's really just been a grind more than anything, besides your usual aquarium mishaps, leaking tanks and stuff like that. It's kind of funny. I'm a little upset. Something happened today. I got my stickers in today, right? Okay, well, first thing I noticed was, well, how the hell do they realize I'm a fish person? Because they sent me this little like sticker sheet of stickers, sample stickers, right? I don't. They know that I like fish or something, because they sent me these weird ass fish stickers. You got like a rat fish and whatever that kind of fish is, and then a fish with a cat butthole, and then you got a twerking fish. I don't even understand. But
yeah, I wonder how they. I wonder how they got that info.
It's a little creepy if you ask me, but thought I was ordering like an 1.5 inch sticker, and I've got this. For reference.
Wait, let me make you full screen for this one.
Makes me geek out.
Oh man,
these things are tiny, like real tiny. They look good, but they're freaking tiny.
Yeah, that's when you order the next. when you order the next round, are you just going to double that size, or what are you going to do?
At least, gosh, at
Oh,
least.
uh, D from Brooklyn says, "Have you ever set up a combined reptile and fish system?"
Yeah. I used for a long time. I actually owned a paludarium. I had two caiman lizards in an 8-foot paludarium, and in the water basin I had for them, I had a bunch of black neon tetras. There was some mollies and platies. It was pretty much just a community tank down in there with them. It was a 100-gallon water basin.
That would
Bought
be
from
cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You got videos of that?
Somewhere on my own phone I do. Yeah.
Cool, cool. Yeah, that would be. That's a good question, D. Um, I wish I would have thought of it myself. Steven says 3x3 is a good size for the stickers,
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
and Gina
I
says
paid, well, it was like $26 for 180 of these.
that's a good deal. If they'd come in a little bit bigger, it'd been perfect. Myrtle says he wants one.
I can send them out. You just have to send me your address. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with all these.
I'll definitely take a couple of those for sure.
I've already got an abundance of stamps, so won't take nothing.
Matt goes through Jadrin to get his stickers. 300 for 30, 2x2. Sounds like it would be pretty good.
Not too bad.
Ritesh
Terrariums
wants
can
a
be
sticker
awesome.
too.
Yeah, I really enjoy terrariums and paludariums a lot.
How
There's a
often do you
lot.
maintenance those at other like people's homes, I guess?
I don't currently have any customers that have any, but last year, wasn't a whole lot I had to do besides water changes about once a month or so.
Yeah, that's
There
not
was
bad.
a customer had it was like a 4-foot paludarium. He had some tree frogs, and in the bottom he had a nice planted tank kind of built into it.
Mhm.
That was pretty cool.
Hey, Brookley Bell and Matt Liquid Zoo, Only Fins. If you haven't been on fishfam.link, which everybody here has, check it out. Let's see, what else? Is there anything you can think of that I haven't asked that would be something you'd want everybody to know about
Mhm.
the maintenance game?
Well, just because I say I'm a maintenance professional doesn't mean I'm a master aquarist or anything like this. 'Cause I'm not. Hell, I'm 28 years old. I'm still learning like everybody else. I just found a way to put my skills to use. I'm not saying I'm stupid, but I don't specialize in all things when it comes to fish. I have a certain area that I specialize in, focusing in my area particularly. So that's like cichlids and simple saltwater systems, simple planted tanks, and your occasional rich guy reef tank.
Yeah.
That's mostly what I focus in now. In your occasional bigger systems like in aquariums and stuff like that, because that's just a goal for myself. You're going to find a lot of other people that do the same thing I do, but per se specialize in tanks more focused in actual aquascaping competition style tanks. You got people that do that. You got people that focus solely on big aquariums and zoos. There's we you got a different aquarium maintenance guy for every fucking thing out there in the trade. Simple put.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest things I can say. But most of us are always willing to put our knowledge that we have and have learned over the years or whatever out free for everybody to use. So don't ever be afraid to ask me for help, questions, or anything. I'm always around.
It's much appreciated for everybody. So it's a great source of info. And I could see how someone would kind of put you up on a pedestal because I mean, you clean freshwater and saltwater, so you have to know both of those. But myself, I don't know anything about saltwater, so you already got me there. And you've done everything. Like you've done zoos, aquariums, ponds. Is there anything you haven't done that you would?
I want to work with massive, massive reef aquarium displays.
Would you
Like I'm
ever?
talking like the 1.5 million gallon pond or 1.25 million gallon system that I did, but a giant reef system. I want to build one of those myself.
Where'd you put it? Over at your garage?
Oh, I
Have to
probably
have
would
a.
never be able to own something like that, but I want to build one for somebody or for
Oh, I see what you're
some
saying. I see.
place.
Yeah, that
Be
would
really
be.
cool.
Yeah, it'd be very cool. Um, so when you have you ever thought about like growing your own corals? Do you do that? I know some people in here do.
It does fascinate me quite a bit. I've been doing
Same.
quite a bit of research about how to spawn, like actually spawn different corals and stuff. Yeah, a lot of them recreate by splitting and stuff like that. But um, a video caught my attention a while back, highlighting how corals spawn. They release egg and sperm sacs up into the water column. And they just kind of blow around and whatever. And eventually, kind of settle. And you got baby corals. I kind of want to recreate that in a tank.
Yeah, that would
That'd
be
be
cool
pretty
if
cool.
you could get that to work. That would be really cool.
Hmm.
D from Brooklyn says, "What's the rarest animal you've ever kept or want to keep?"
Kept rarest animal that I've ever kept. Hmm. I got to quarantine and set up a system for some peppermint angels, which is, if you don't know what those are, those things are anywhere from 19 to $30,000 a piece.
Per fish,
Yeah.
saltwater, right? Would
Yep.
have to be.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Saltwater fish. That would be the most rare fish I've worked with and had a chance to care for. One that I've actually owned. God, it's a hard question.
Well, and then Myrtle says, would you turn off filtration during that process of spawning the corals so that things don't, it doesn't get sucked up into the filter?
Yeah, but at the same time, if you a lot of your corals and stuff like that, you restrict the flow too much, it can hurt them and cause issues with your corals. They need that flow. Um,
So you just
so
kind of
I don't
find a
know.
balance.
Yeah, it's just something I'm gonna have to do a lot more research on and figure out how to maintain, or maybe kind of as it's happening, catch them as much of it as I can and put it in a different tank where I can.
Oh yeah, that might work. That might work.
Mhm.
B Wizzle says I received the Charizard. I sent him a card in the mail. Oh, good, awesome. If you made a short about that, I've got to see it.
Snakes. When I was younger, my dad he said they were mine too, but they were his snakes. He had some northern white-lip pythons for a while. And those are one of my wish list animals. Um, particularly a pair of them from New England Reptile would be my dream.
Breeding pair, or
Yeah.
just a yeah.
Yep. Male and female. Yep.
Yep, nice. What we don't talk about reptiles too much, but we might as well now. Do you have what do you have right now as far as reptiles? I don't think I know.
Got a few ball pythons. I've got two boas. I've got a full grown reticulated python, black phase golden child. Got a red iguana. Um, mm, about it right now. I had a Asian vine snake for a while. I've got a couple chameleons. I've got a veiled and a Jackson's chameleon.
I do know what those are. Yeah.
Besides those guys, that's it.
How old are the chameleons? Those are tough to
Mm.
care for,
The
right?
veiled's about 3.5 years old, and the Jackson's about 6.5.
Oh wow.
So,
Wow. John, My Fish Tanks Aquatics, how you doing? Welcome. Oh, have you done the Pack a Bowl challenge by Degenerate Fish Keeper yet?
I have not. I can't find any good bowls to do anything with. So
Have you just looked online, or did you go somewhere in
I've
person?
I've looked at all my craft stores and everywhere around here. I can't find nothing. I'm not driving 3 hours out of my way to go fucking find one either.
No, definitely not. I just went to Walmart, and they had a good enough selection for what I was looking for. But
Yeah, I didn't think to look at Walmart. Maybe we'll check them out
have you ever aquascaped a tank on purpose, like for that reason?
for a competition.
For competition, for a business, so do you aquascape for people ever? Do you do
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I do a little bit of aquascaping for customers and stuff. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering.
not
I know there's some people that do that.
not Kind of more a Stevens flow with it, kind of put it how I feel. Unless a customer wants something specifically, but if they tell me, hey, just make me a nice, pretty planted tank, I mean, you're going to get something like this.
Yeah, right.
Or something, if you want something a little more advanced, with more advanced plants and stuff like that, I can do that too. I'm a very moderate level of aquascaping compared to a lot of people.
Have you had a client who is really big into fish but has so much going on or so many tanks that's why they hired you on to help out?
Most of my clients, either that or they're too old to do it.
Or yeah, physically just need help.
Yep.
Have you come across like fish breeders, like people who are just fish full of, and you get have you ever like seen a fish in somebody's tank or seen like a whole tank that's breeding and be like, oh, if I could get a pair of those, that would be awesome? Does that ever happen?
Yeah, actually, recently, I was over at one of my current customers' house. He's got a big old fish room. He's got about 100 saltwater aquariums and about 80 freshwater, something like that.
Dang.
And I come over once a week to kind of give him a hand, keep him on schedule with his tanks. And he had a massive horde of chili reservoirs, massive, couple hundred of them. And I was like, man, I was thinking about ordering some of those from Dan's, and he was like, yeah, here, and just take a handful of them, man. Here, so he took a net, just swooped some up, and handed them to me.
Take a scoop, get about 30 of them.
You know, I ended up with 7 of them. I put most of them back.
Oh, did you? That's still awesome though. That's exactly what I meant. I thought that might happen. Ritesh wants to know your thoughts on nature aquariums. So I guess I think he probably means all natural.
I love them. But unfortunately, a lot of the species that I keep or want to keep, I just can't afford to set up an aquarium the way that I would like for them.
Yep.
For the most part. But I definitely do enjoy nature aquariums more so than not.
Yeah. Well, so up in do you think there's so many people up around you or up in just the northern Ohio, Cleveland area? Do you think there's so much of a cichlid presence because of the OCA or unrelated? Or is the OCA a result of people liking cichlids?
I would think it's more so a result of people liking cichlids more so than anything.
That's what I thought.
A lot of people around here, they've been in the hobby for a lot of the people you see, they've been in the hobby for a long time, and they just don't care to get into saltwater. So
Yeah.
what's the next prettiest thing compared to saltwater? A nice fat male cichlid tank, and that's what people want to go for around here. So it's kind of evolved around that. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, that's interesting. That's interesting. I don't think we don't have a huge presence locally where I'm at as it is, but there's not a ton of people who are devoted to cichlids. This is like a mixed bag of all sorts of breeders.
Yep. That's what you'll mostly see around here is people super into cichlids.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's what everybody says.
Me, my couple of my mentors, I mean, that's all I worked with was cichlids. So that's where the base of my knowledge grew from was cichlids, like my father and his friends, and then a couple other people. Most of what they worked with was cichlids. So.
How about your thoughts on shell dwellers?
They're cool little things, little quirky bastards. I got what are some ocelotus?
Yep.
I think that's what they are.
Do you have?
I had some for a while there, and they were. I had to stick my hand in there to just do like gravel vac and scrub some algae. Something will come up and grab a piece of my skin and do a little jerk and packing the hell out of me the whole time I'm in there. It's funny. They do it in hordes too, not just 1 or 2 of them.
That's something I want to do. I want to set up a tank like that. I think it'd be cool.
They're fun. I think there was 7 of them. I had in a 10-gallon for a while until I ended up giving him to one of my customers.
So I ask everybody this on this show. I feel like I have to. What is your dream fish? Fresh or salt, either way.
Can it be a fish that I already have, but something I want to do with?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's whatever you make it.
I want to produce my own baby clown loaches.
Baby clown loaches. What? So
I want to spawn my own clown loaches.
Huh. That's hard to do, right? Isn't that rare?
Yeah, there's only very few people in the country that are able to do it. Hans from BioAquatics, or Andre, I'm sorry, Andre from BioAquatics does. I've
So
been
he,
following him for a long time.
yeah, I was gonna say, so he probably has like a path for you to follow of what to do, what not to do, stuff
And it
like
was
that.
also one of the projects my dad was working on before he passed. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was breeding clown loaches?
Yep.
So that really would be something if you could get that. That would, yeah. Well, how big of a setup do you think you need? That 75 back there?
No,
Much bigger?
hundreds of gallons.
Oh,
Like the way BioAquatics, I think he does like 3,000 gallon vats.
oh wow, yeah. So some serious space.
From what I understand, the biggest problem is to get them to initiate into breeding and stuff like that is not so much how big they are, but changing their water parameters from one selective parameters to another to initiate proper breeding. And
Like to replicate what they'd go through in the wild.
yeah,
Gotcha. Huh.
I
Well,
understand
yeah.
that's the biggest part of it.
Whenever that happens one day, you're gonna have to document the crap out of that.
Well, I plan to.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Degenerate Fish Keeper, depths unknown. What's going on? Ray Aquatics. Ray, let me know if you got those fish. Ray was the winner of last week's Spin the Wheel. Let me know that you got those and that they were all healthy, good to go. Should be.
Chinese water dragon pair of Jackson's chameleons in college. That's awesome. Do you know what species particular of the Jacksons you had, Alishon? I had the yellow belly, or the yellow crested.
That's another thing I have not gotten into. I will say yet, because it's not like I haven't crossed it off the list, but it's reptiles. I think before I ever do that, I got to go saltwater if I'm gonna branch out.
It'll change your world, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take your word for it. You never know.
Trying to merge as much as I can the reptile and the fish community as close as I can together is awesome in itself, because you got awesome people and awesome communities on both sides that would really benefit from each other, bringing them together.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, absolutely. Do you feel the same way about the freshwater and the saltwater communities, if you don't mind me asking?
Yep, sure do.
Because I've had that thought too. Not about reptiles, but about fresh and salt, trying to do more collaborations or something.
Yep, I sure do.
But yeah, just intertwining communities, good communities, of really supportive people, I think would be good for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. Use biofloc tanks for that. Yeah, good.
That's kind of on subject of a question I did have for you. It's kind of subject to your interpretation, but what do you think is the most important or the most impactful thing about aquariums for the general public? Like just in general, what do you think is like maybe not so much a selling point, but what is like going to be important moving forward?
Moving forward, I'd say people being more open-minded overall. It seems to be, you see a lot of tank Nazis and stuff like that. And it's pretty crappy. Okay, I see it. Go on. All right, go put it on your toy. Silly butt. All right, go put it on your toy, silly. All right. But yeah, that for me. I mean, that's going to be the biggest thing is everybody trying to be more open-minded with how they go about the hobby. From what I do as an aquarium maintenance professional, I have to be. I absolutely have to be. Because if you're not, I mean, you get too one-sided on things. I mean, that's not allowing you to expand your hobby personally. And what do you think that's doing to the new people that you're teaching and your clients that know nothing about these tanks? What do you think that's teaching them as well?
Yep.
And it's not cool. We need to share this information. We need to share our joys and our loves for this hobby all the way around.
Yep, that's why I'm here. I am no expert. I am just passionate about it. And I think that there are a lot of people out there. I think there's a lot of people in this chat right now who probably experienced this, but didn't either know about aquariums or didn't know how much they would enjoy them until they did it. And then they're like, oh, wow, where was this for the last 10 years? So that's why I asked that. I just wonder, moving forward, how do we reach more people or popularize it and get rid of some of the stigmas and some of the bad things that go around about it. Yeah.
Yep, that's definitely how I feel. We can shove that one-sidedness out of everything.
Yeah. I'm all for it. I'm 100% all for it. Yeah. I think open-mindedness is very important. We got some questions for you. Michelle wants to know, are saltwater tanks hard to keep? Sounds like she might be considering.
Not at all. You can run a saltwater tank with a few pieces of live rock, a sponge filter, and that's it.
Sounds good.
Might not be able to do some corals right off away. You can some soft corals. Like Ian, he runs his nice pretty reef tank that he's got with all those green star polyps and all that other stuff with a tidal filter, Seachem tidal filter. So it's as hard as you want to make it. So
good answer. Myrtle wants to know, what's the craziest setup, most unique or odd that you've ever maintained, fresh or salt, or maybe even a setup that you looked at and thought that wasn't going to work?
Dude he had an aquarium custom made to be a bed. He's like a mattress sat on top of the aquarium and he slept on top of it.
That was it.
Was bottom of it was just an acrylic tank.
Acrylic. That was what I was going to add, because glass would just shatter, right? If you put that. Well, I don't know. Did it end up working out?
Yeah. He still has it today.
Do you know what fish were in the bottom?
Cichlids, bunch of like cribs and smaller dwarf species like that.
Gotcha. I'd want to see that. I've never heard of that. A whole bed.
Get a hold of him. See if you can send me a picture.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Thoughts on saltwater being overrated price wise? From Ritesh.
Well, it really just depends, man. It's the same like freshwater, but on top of that, well, no, not even on top of that, because you're paying more for wild caught fish or particular rare species of wild caught fish, just like you would people going out and diving and catching species of fish right from the reef. So not really. I've learned you pay for what you get. Simple as that. You want to cut corners and go with the cheapest stuff you can, you're going to get the cheapest stuff you can. So it really comes down to that. I've noticed, at least for myself.
Yeah. And then I guess where we live, being in Ohio, well, I don't know if you count Lake Erie, but we can't really, well, no, Lake Erie wouldn't count. We can't collect. If we want to go collecting, it's pretty much freshwater for where we're at.
Yeah, I think there's rules in some cities around here that don't allow you to collect rainwater, but I know a lot of places let you around here.
All right. Show some love. Smash the like button.
Oh. I didn't push you. Oh. You're being a brat. Go on.
It's hard to aquaculture a lot of saltwater, so most of them are wild caught. Do you mean, well, Gina will be on the show next week and we'll be talking all about that, but do you mean like breeding fish is harder in saltwater?
All right. Sorry about that. She was behind my chair and
You're fine.
You're all mad at me.
You're fine. Yeah, I could hear. Oh, I don't know if I have top chat or if I never know what chat I'm looking at. Since I'm not on YouTube, I'm just on StreamYard. I never know if I'm at top chat or live chat. I don't know the difference.
Yeah. We got on my screen, I have split my screen in half and I have StreamYard up on one side and YouTube up on the other usually. So
maybe I ought to do that. Maybe I should be doing that and I'm just not doing it right. But this is much better than trying to stream on a phone. That was tough. That was what I started with.
I refused to do it until I got a camera to do it with.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's not ideal, but if you're just going to be a guest on somebody's show, a phone's fine. I think because that's no problem. But if you're trying to actually run a stream, it would be really really tough to do on a phone.
Right. Definitely. That my phone's not the greatest, and it's been dunked in a fish tank more than once. So.
Oh, I could see that happening. Have you dropped like a lot of different things in the course? Keys, everything?
Oh yeah. Let's just put it this way: I don't spend more than $200 on a phone, period, anymore.
Yep.
Because they've been dunked in fish tanks and left for hours at a time because I continue to work and not realize I've even lost my phone.
Yep. So. It's kind of like when you're doing a water change and you don't remember you're doing a water change until you hear the water spilling over the sides of the bucket.
Yep.
Then you're like, oh no, I know that sound. It's not good.
Yeah, it makes your heart sink.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Especially when you're at a customer's house, it's pretty crazy.
That I didn't think of. Having
Here,
possible.
You want me to open it for you? Yeah, biggest accident I ever had on the job at a customer's house. One of my customers had just put in a brand new hardwood floor, and he had like a 400 or 500 gallon aquarium. Well, I went in, did some maintenance and whatnot. Left a couple hours later, about 10, 11 o'clock at night. Okay, you can play with them. The whole front panel blew out of his tank. The whole fucking panel. He had it on camera.
Wow. That had nothing to do with you, right? At all?
No, but I mean, he tried to make it out that way, so I had to deal with that. Luckily, I have some pretty good insurance.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all that water hit the floor.
And you said that's 500 gallons that just came. Was it like in his living room, not in his garage or basement?
It was in his like hallway between his kitchen and his living room.
It's not great. That's not great.
Well, let's just say he had to replace that entire floor again.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, and that's a pain.
My insurance paid for that.
Good. I mean, that's not you. Those are things you don't consider. I mean, like, or somebody like me, I wouldn't think about that when I think, you're going and doing all these different things with clients. Something could go wrong, and you have to manage it, I guess.
That stuff like that will put people out of business like overnight. So if you ever do plan on doing anything in aquarium maintenance, make sure you have insurance. I don't care if you're even doing stupid 10-gallon tanks at grandma's house down the street for a living. Get some insurance because it's going to save your ass one way or another. Because if not, you have to pay for all that stuff.
Yeah, that would be no good.
Here you go, baby.
Couldn't do that. I think we can get the giveaway going. I will type in chat and let me make sure Nightbot is awake and paying attention. Yep, for sure.
Get your Kinder Egg, baby.
All right, the giveaway today is a trio of Vienna guppies. So get your name in if you want to be on the wheel. If you're out of country, don't worry about it. Just put your name in. If you win, donate it to somebody in the U.S. So everybody can participate. Michelle E. asks, did it bump your insurance up, the cost? When that happened?
Wait, well, I'm sorry. What was that? I was reading chat.
Oh, no, you're fine. When you had that happen, did your insurance rates go up then afterwards?
A little bit. I had to pay a pretty good deductible, but it wasn't too bad.
Gotcha.
Now, if I had done more than probably just destroy his brand new flooring, probably.
Yeah. I mean, the fish were probably not doing well, right? I would imagine.
Oh, no. I mean, it was a good 45 minutes after the fact that I was able to even get there. He had some in buckets, but he had some that he lost. Yeah.
Well, at least he did salvage some. Jimmy P, what's going on? Hey, make sure you hashtag DreamFish. I think you might have to do that to get to be eligible? Let me check. Nightbot is not giving me anything right now.
Yeah, you definitely can make saltwater extremely, extremely difficult. Like melt your brain kind of difficult, but it doesn't need to be.
That's what I was wondering as far as like this, the most simple saltwater setup. So what's the difference between live rock and coral? Like what is live rock in comparison?
Live rock essentially has lots of different macroalgae and stuff growing on it, um, which help filter your water a bit. And it's also a safe place, and also in the wild, in reality, where corals grow on. So that's what live rock is. And corals, I mean, are animals technically.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, that would be the biggest difference, I'd say.
Okay. Because I remember my friend getting into saltwater and the advice they gave him was to start with live rock and then just not. I don't know if it was a cycling process after that or if he just was advised to leave it go for a month or two.
The live rock, I mean, even if you have fresh live rock and whatnot, you're always going to want to let that tank cycle for a good month or two before you start really getting into corals and stuff like that, or most saltwater or anything. It's just a good rule of thumb to work with, but it helps. I mean, it's like putting dirty media and beneficial bacteria in your in a freshwater system, technically.
Yep, that makes sense.
Very simply.
Yeah, right. This is not anybody's fault, but so far, Nightbot has given me Jimmy P, MFT, Michelle E, and Ray.
Oh, snap. You guys better get in there.
Well, that's the thing. I think a lot of people have. And for some reason, Nightbot's not picking it up. Like Myrtle, he did already. So I'm just going to type him in. I don't know why. Okay, so S, type S in. Let's see. We might have to get moving. Raven, it's not on here. I don't know why I have issues with Nightbot. I did go into the settings and make sure that my Nightbot is pretty much powerless. Like I don't want Nightbot chiming in.
Oh yeah.
So I wonder if it's upset with me.
I turned on Nightbot one day and I forgot to turn all those settings off. I think it bans them.
Yeah, it just takes over, does whatever it wants. It was for me. It was like popping in every 15 minutes in the chat and saying something. I'm like, we don't need that. We do not need that.
Even said try using a different hashtag that isn't part of your name.
Oh, okay.
Hashtag Vienna or something.
Hashtag Vienna. I've got about 10 people on there now, and I can't imagine. Well, there could be. I guess there could be 20 more. I'm just gonna try and get everybody in. We will. I won't spin it till everybody's on there. Let's fit you on there now while I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, when it comes to aquarium maintenance, though, it's really I'm just a hobbyist, just like everybody else here. I just make a living off of it, I guess.
So have you've been with aquariums? You've been doing aquariums all your life, right? Because you said you did them with your dad.
Yep. My dad was always really big into reptiles and fish when I was a kid, and I just kind of never put it down.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. For next time, Steven, yeah, that's what I'll do. That's a good call. I didn't think about that. Brennan is a guest, so he can't play. Mexicali has so much beef with you, Misfit.
Oh, shit, I don't need to play.
You were on a tear there for a while, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, technically, it hasn't stopped. I haven't.
You keep it. You're saving some of that luck.
I don't fucking know. Oh, man, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Mods can help me out, but here we go. Brooklyn Bell, B-Wiz, Gina, Jimmy P, Mexicali, John from MFT, Michelle E, Myrtle, Ray, Ritesh, S, Brooklyn, Misfit, Raven, and Mexicali. If you didn't hear your name, please let me know.
I'm playing for, let me pick here. Hell, I don't know.
Michelle says, quick, spin the wheel. I just don't want anybody to be left off. Mods, did you guys hear anybody?
I think I'll play for. I'm gonna play for Alishon. He's been trying at some shit for a while. I'm playing for Alishon.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Stephen P's not on here. Jeez. We'll fix that next week. 2003.
Right, Bex? I don't even understand it.
Annette MSG and Bex. The mods never make it through to the wheel. You should be the first people on the wheel. Make sure Ritesh is on there. Yep. B-Wiz, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Does anybody want me to go through the list again? Net and the Nano Aquarium guy. Shoot. Good call. Okay. Let's see if we've got anybody else. Somehow the Wheel of You Lose has had a love affair with Brennan. Somehow. I think so. You have to click the box to allow mods. Okay. So I don't have the wheel down. I thought I was all good to go with the wheel. Gina's Reef's on here. Okay. We're going to spin it. Let me put it up on the screen at least because we got 8 minutes.
All right.
Oh, Misfit, you want to do me a favor and read the upcoming streams for me?
Yeah.
Just let them know who's coming up. I mean, everybody knows the Hot Mess Express is next, but if you would give the whole rundown, that would be cool.
We've got Hot Mess Express 7 to 8, Foxy and Mary Page. KG Tropical is 8 to 9:30, 9 to 10 Cassie B, 9:30 to 10:30. Thursday Night Fever, James and Ed, Rico maybe. Looks like Ed at 10:30 and Rico at 11:45.
Thank you, Brennan. Appreciate that. Vinoski, what's up? We'll get you on the wheel right now. We're just about to spin it.
Yeah.
I may have misspelled that. Okay. All right. I haven't added it yet. All right. There we go. All right. Let me get Beck's comment down or put a different one up. All right. Here we go.
Right.
Oof.
I swear. Okay, Steven's like the exact opposite with me with this wheel. It
has it out
I could
for
just
him.
give him my luck.
It fights its creator, Mexicali, Brooklyn Bell, ×2. Goodbye. B-Wiz. I want to see that Charizard still. Nano Aquarium guy. Ritesh. Kanoski. Misfit, you're still on this wheel. Gina. S.
We'll see how it goes.
Oh my goodness. Raven. Mexicali. Jimmy P. Was Alishon on this wheel? I don't know if Alishon's still here, but yeah. #DreamFish. Did you see him on the wheel? I mean, you're playing for him, which helps, but I don't remember seeing him come off the wheel.
So you hear him pulling it up.
Mexicali. So while that happens, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll spin a couple more times. Becks. Misfit.
I did not see Alishon on here. Back in your streaming moment.
All right. We'll have it all. We'll have this sorted out. Next week's also going to be a trio of Vienna guppies. So if you don't win this week, the next week, and possibly the next week after that, you'll have the opportunity. Spin one more time. So our top 5 or our final 5, John, MFT Aquatics or Aquariums, MSG, Ray Aquatics again in the top 5, Myrtle and Michelle E. 5th place for John. Annette.
Almost.
Myrtle. Now, it's either Ray Aquatics again or Michelle E., who's out of the country and will have to donate the winnings should she win.
Oh, snap.
And she did.
We pick.
Ray first and then second the next week. You're on a streak, man.
Yeah,
you might want to go buy a ticket. But yeah, congratulations to Michelle E. And we are all wondering where you're going to go with those guppies. Thanks again to the mods, MSG, Stephen P 2003, and Becs'FishRoom. Thank you guys so much. Oh, real quick, I want to play this again. I meant to do it twice. Thank you to everybody who was here today. Is much appreciated coming to hang out. Same goes for the replay crew. Appreciate everybody watching this back.
Looks like she wants to donate them to Gina, but I know Gina does not have a freshwater tank. So that's something you would have to bring up with her if she's still around here.
Gina, care to weigh in? Oh, also, anybody throw suggestions out. We need a hashtag going into the Hot Mess Express. The crazier, the better. So anybody got some suggestions? I'd love to hear them.
It's a good stream, man. I appreciate you having me up here.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, man. This has been a good one. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Oh, Gina said give him to Alishon.
All right, so it worked out. I that actually makes me feel a little bit better leaving him off the wheel. So Alishon, I will pick out the best 3 I've got at the moment, and I will send them over to you. Awesome. Just get me your address. And thank you, Michelle E. Very much appreciated, and Gina.
Yeah.
You know, everybody. Victoria, thanks for coming. New local Austin. Hashtag Ray Hot. I don't know. I kind of like that too. What else we got? No, Choo Choo Magugu.
Hashtag 2 boys 1 stream.
You know, I'm gonna do this. I'll let you pick, Brendan. So you can tell us what hashtag you like. I mean, we've got some options now, and we've got 2 minutes to decide, so we've got time.
Well, we've only got 3 options so far.
Oh, that's right, Alishon. I do. Fantastic. You got those the 5 others. Perfect. Mm-hmm. So what are we going with?
I like the Choo Choo Magugu.
I did too. All right, Stephen P., thank you for the hashtag for this week. Going on the next stream. Tons of streams tonight. I'll be in a whole bunch of them. Thank you guys. Thanks everybody again. Honestly, this has been another good stream. Yeah, and yeah, we'll catch you in the next streams.
Take it easy, everybody.